Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, biggest gob in sport. Today I'm joined by Andy from Aberdeen. How are you doing, Andy?
Good, thanks, Russ. All well yourself?
All right. So what I'll do then, I'll just ask you a few questions and you give me your opinion on it, yeah? And then
Yeah,
we'll work through them. We don't want like 15-minute answers like last time, do we?
no.
Where you answer it, then ask me a question, then answer that.
Yeah,
All right then, Andy, yeah?
all good, yeah.
What about Andy Ruiz wanting all the Snickers?
Yeah, he's just getting too greedy, isn't he? I like Ruiz as a fighter. I think he's a good natural fighter. He's obviously not very aesthetically pleasing to some people who think everybody should look like an Adonis, but he can fight and he give anybody a run for their money probably if he comes in decent shape and doesn't eat all the Snickers. But he's apparently asking for too much money to fight Joshua. He should just be
Yeah.
happy to get a shot, I would think.
Yeah. So Andy Ruiz, fat as a pig Michelin man, asking for $18 million, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he basically saying he don't want to fight Fury? He just wants to go pick up 4 and 5 millions and just get tick over money and keep 4 or 5, 6 or 7 of them fights going for the next few years, rather than Fury just finish him off for 18 million. Is that what you think his plan is?
I think so, yeah. He's obviously pricing himself out the market, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what's going on, mate.
What did Dillian White get? Was it 6 million or 8 million Dillian White got?
Something like that one. Yeah, 6 or 8 million.
Yeah.
Probably cleared about
If he got somewhere in that ballpark.
You want that?
Yeah, if he got somewhere in that ballpark, I think that'd be a fair price for him to get something similar to what Dillian White got, I would say.
Yeah. Devin Haney against Loma. What do you think?
Yeah, that's an interesting fight. I had a wee look at Haney earlier on tonight. I think I said to you I hadn't really seen much of him, but he looks a good all round fighter with good variety, decent chin, shows he can ride a crisis out against. I think it was Linares. I watched him against. Yeah, he's got all the tools, I think, and he's quite young though, isn't he? So could he have too much energy for Lomachenko? What's Lomachenko, mid-30s, late 30s now, is he?
Yeah, he's knocking on a bit now, isn't he?
He is super skillful, Lomachenko, though. You would have to be somebody pretty good to beat him.
It's a timing thing, isn't it? Is the timing right?
Yeah.
Or it could go either way. It could edge as a mandatory decision, Haney, or it could get totally torn apart, couldn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's a gamble that could backfire because you can't buy experience, and Lomachenko's got plenty of that, hasn't he?
Yeah. What do you think to Fitz to getting 10.5 months in prison for breaking a man's jaw?
Well, I don't know about that. It does sound a bit extreme if that's what's happened.
I'll tell you what I will say, right? And we all know that, I'm not a big fan of Eddie Hearn, mainly because how he conducts himself at times. And
Yeah.
but he like squashes on stamps on the little people, doesn't he, kind of thing, and private school and all that, Mr. Relentless and all the rest of that bullshit that goes with him. But you know what? He's gone up in my estimations because he was giving Fitzy money and that and trying to get him out and that and going and seeing him and all that when he was off his head on drugs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, give him his.
you don't get
Try
to
to
hear
help him
things,
out.
you don't get to hear things about old fucking Eddie Hills there coming out with stuff like that. So, I'm going to tip my hat to him for once, just for once.
Yeah.
You know what? For Eddie to do that, and for me, a former heroin addict, that for me is like, you know what, Eddie? You're not all that bad, even though, mate, most of the time you're a proper weapon.
Yeah.
It's not bad for Eddie, that is it really? You know what I mean? And Steve Wood as well. They've got to be given a bit of credit, haven't they?
Yeah. If he's shown that he's maybe no something he shouts about, he maybe is helping more people than we know about. He maybe does more of that we don't know about. It's like some people, some famous people that do a lot of charity work you never hear about, but they might, like the media often crucify people for just to sell papers or whatever. But there might be a lot of other things in the background we don't know about, and maybe Eddie Hills is like that. Maybe showing
Yeah,
his true colours coming through. Instead of playing the school bully all the time, it's maybe
yeah.
he maybe is more. Give him his due, credit where credit's due.
He's a bit more human. I look at Eddie as a bit more human now. I saw a little bit of a human element to him years ago when Frampton left him.
Ah,
And he'd probably tell you that if he told truth. It's not in his book, but when Frampton left him, mate, he was devastated because he was first one to say, "You're not for me." Do you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
he was all his own way up till then. I think
yeah,
that was a chink in his armor. And I thought, you know what? Maybe he has got a bit of a human side to him after all. And for him to do that for Fitz, do you know what? I'll tip me out.
yeah,
Tip me out to him.
yeah. Fair due to him, eh? Give him his props.
If you can't reach him, I mean, how can I talk, me? But I've got a mate on that hand crack, heroin and crack, and I go see him and that, and can't reach. I can't reach him. He has to do it for himself. You've got to come out and it yourself. You got to go hit rock bottom. But for Eddie to that, well done. But that's end of Eddie now. Anyway, will Eddie visit him if he's at Nick? Well, now that he's done that, he probably might do. But people can say there's ulterior motives because he wants it back in ring. But either
Yeah,
way, he can't win. But for like I said, for him to take time out to try and help him, that's good. Oh, let me just point out. No, somebody keeps texting me, emailing me, and all sorts. Porky, you commenting on live chat on Decker Eggy's channel. No, I addressed this 2 weeks ago and I also emailed Decker. I gave him a number. No, it ain't me. I don't know who it is, but it ain't me. But my channel is November 17 if you click on it. So, no, I don't chat. I don't go on their live chat. I don't go anybody's live chat. So, no. Don Charles has got Dubois. What do you think? And Spencer Fearon, co-trainer, apparently. Malcolm X.
co-trainer.
And Big Malk is going to be unbearable now, isn't he?
You'll never see.
Big
You'll hear the
Malk's
end of
going
it.
to be all over everywhere. Within a couple of days, he'll have been on IFL, Boxing Social, Seconds Out. Oh my God. Big Malk at the top. Big Malk having a summit meetings with Tunde and Don Charles.
Eating at the top table.
Hey, listen, Spencer's been around boxing, right, long enough. And I'm going to tip my hat to him as well. People might think I'm going soft, but he's grafted and he's been it mix, hasn't it? Look, they've had the thoroughbred dropped on them, haven't they? Although I think it's Humpty Dumpty and they can't put him back together again. So let's see if they can, and they'll be judged accordingly, won't they? So let's give them the opportunity. Him and Don Charles, who, let's have it right, brushed himself off with Chisora, didn't he? How many times were he sacked? He kept running back. I mean, it's like your wife having 6 affairs and you keep taking her back and all your mates saying, "Why are you taking your wife back? She's a slag. She's a whore. She's a brass. Why do you keep taking her back when she keeps leaving you for other men?" Keep taking
Don
her
Charles.
back. So I couldn't get behind Don Charles, but I'm going to tip my hat to him. Don Charles, he comes over all right, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like Don Charles when he speaks.
Personally, I couldn't do what he did with Chisora. I couldn't do it. But the tables might turn. Chisora might end up in with Dubois. And Don might be in Dubois' corner. Will he be bothered then? No, if he's getting Dubois money, he won't be.
But Dubois, he's not going to beat Usyk. That's I don't see that. I mean, Don Charles comes across as a compassionate guy, and he comes across as knowledgeable, and I like him. I like his manner about him. He comes across as decent, passionate, and honest about boxing. So
he comes across as an okay bloke, Don Charles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But what they might do, you see, if they fight Usyk, they might draft in the disappearing man. Do you know? Because he give them all the inside knowledge on Usyk. We've employed Tony Bellew, as an advisor in the corner, and he's going to be giving us the full SP on Alexander Usyk.
He'll turn up with a briefcase like Mission Impossible. Well, will be Mission Impossible, won't it? That's that could be a good title for the fight, isn't it? Mission Impossible for Dubois.
One thing they won't be able to do with Dubois is brainwash him. Well,
no.
You won't be able to break Spencer Fearon, aka Big Mal. Big Malk and Daddy Don. They won't be able to brainwash him, will they?
Wait, he'll need hypnotherapy. that'll be
probably
it.
got Spencer there to be cheerleader as well, you see, because he'd be good for quotes for money as like a PR guy, because he gets it, doesn't he, Malk?
Yeah.
Big Malk gets
He's
it, doesn't he? But I don't think the bar gets it, does he? He's away with fairies, him, in man. I mean, could you imagine anything worse than being sat next to him on an aeroplane for 5 hours?
He comes across as being in another room, doesn't he? But
Hey?
he comes across as being pleasant, but he's like he's in another room somewhere, isn't he?
Unbelievable. You know, in school classroom, he's that big kid stood at back, isn't he?
Everybody's hitting him with a stick, and he's just not reacting. Aye.
Listen,
no,
good luck to Daniel Dubois and good luck to Big Malk and Daddy Don.
It'd be great if he could do it, but I just don't see him beat Usyk. To me, is like a modern day heavyweight Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah,
he's just soaking. I was watching a video on Sugar Ray Robinson the other day, and it was just kind of his footwork and that's similar to Usyk's, I felt. And for Usyk to be a guy the size he is, I mean, they talk about him being too small, but he's not too small. He's big enough, isn't he? He's as big as Muhammad Ali. So
listen, mate, Usyk's the same height as Ali, and more,
yeah,
you know,
Larry Holmes.
That's £7 heavier. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's probably a similar size to a prime George Foreman in the 70s. George Foreman was known as Big George Foreman, wasn't he? So if he's a similar size to him, he can't say he's too wee. That's ridiculous.
Andy, listen to me, right? He's just done Joshua twice, took him to university, and all the experts, all the so-called experts, are struggling to give Joshua 6 rounds in the 2 fights. Right, that's the experts in boxing today, world boxing. So he's just done that to Joshua. He's already done Chisora, and he's put Bellew on planet orbit. Right.
Yeah.
So he's got all belts on the set 1. He's got 5 out of 6 belts. Right, and the man can't get a fight, so he's got to deal with his mandatory, hasn't he, which is Dubois.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's all timing right for Tyson to stay away from him, and then he's piping up now. Yeah, he'll start piping up any day. Tyson, he's already piped up on it today, but he'll start piping up a bit more once Usyk's tied up with Dubois, and that's how the game works. You have to wait for the landscape to change. It's all about timing. That's all.
Just waiting for the signatures on the contract.
Yeah, that's all it is, mate.
I mean, what have we heard in the last 2 weeks? You've heard Fury's going to fight Ruiz, Fury's going to fight Zhang, Fury's going to fight Usyk, Fury's going to fight Joshua. It's just over and over and over. Or what's the guy, Nagano? There was word on fighting him, and you can only believe it when you see them walk into the ring, really. Yeah? That's
who's this Virgo guy? Big John Fury. Fury power. Big John Fury's threatening some guy called Virgo or putting ultimatum. I've just seen it here, Daily Express. Big John Fury in ultimatum with Virgo, and it's got a big scary picture of Big John Fury with his finger pointing. Who's this Virgo guy? Am I missing something?
I hope it's not John Virgo, the snooker player. I think it is a guy called Idris Virgo.
Is that something to do with this KSI Callis Ireland mess that's on?
Yeah, he's a fellow Love Island guy, rival maybe of Tommy Fury's, and he apparently he's taken up boxing. I haven't seen him fight or anything, but he must be in this Misfits scenario somewhere along the line.
Do you think, Andy, that Billy Joe Saunders, aka Frosty the Snowman, could end up fighting the incredible shrinking man, Chris Eubank Jr.? Do you think they could fight on a KSI show and finally get it on, because they can't get it on a border control one, can they?
That's right. Well, that could happen. You can't write anything off.
People are saying now. They're saying, well, why do we need border control when we can put anything on? And if professional fighters, can't get a board license, fans would still look at it as a fight anyway, and they'll get at it on a KSI one. We are at the board, so does Billy Joe Saunders, aka Frosty the Snowman, does he need that fight against Eubank? Yeah, but we'll see.
That's a strong possibility, isn't it? It's there was some other governing body. Is that a new governing body overseeing that Misfits? I can't remember the name of that.
Oh, is that one that Joe Fournier, aka Mr. Banner, looking out, he's got brilliance and he's on Skid Row. No funny, hey, listen, mate, you're on Skid Row. You pop more companies than Nick Leeson. What are you doing, man?
Taken out with a big elbow, didn't he? That was deliberate. I watched that with my son. He was
Well,
he was wanting to watch it.
So. I've seen that on Instagram where he'd had his hair transplant 2 weeks before or something. Then he turned up, didn't he? And Geezer done him with an elbow, didn't he?
Elbow, it was a blatant elbow. Eh?
He's been involved in more fixed fights than knows what. Hey,
yeah, the
do me a favour.
Yeah. He had a trinket belt, though, I believe. I heard that.
Do you remember when he was ranked number 10 and they were calling Callum Smith out? Oh my God. Him and Joe G had been on murder charges, wouldn't they?
That'd have been a belter, eh?
What about It's Big Freeze?
It's Big Freeze. He doesn't know what he's doing, does he?
Hey, big giant Karamak chocolate Easter egg. What's happened to It's Big Freeze? He's froze, hasn't he?
He's running away with the circus, isn't he?
Hey, big block of ice. What is happening with Big Freeze? Somebody's just told me today that Big Shane Fury punched him all over, apparently.
Aye.
Bit back, so that's what I'm hearing today. It's all on the internet. Big Shane touched him up.
Well, recently.
I don't know. Somebody just sent me something. Let me have a look here. Let me get it up here. Big Shane. Big Shane. Mess with him, eh? He's a big lump, Shane, isn't he?
Oh, aye. He wouldn't go big ruffling his feathers, eh?
Have a look here. See what we've got here. Well, Marius back. Oh, he's fighting Marius back, isn't he now? Big phrase. Let's have a look.
Dug him up. They've dug him up.
Maybe that were knackers that somebody sent me then about Big Shane. Marius. Maybe they might have dived in with that. Marius back might turn him over.
Big Phrase needs to get a move on, doesn't he? Needs to get a move on. Big Phrase needs to get a move on, doesn't he? Look at the pace Joe Joyce was going at it, and he started late, didn't he? But he got matched strong all the way through, didn't he?
Big Joe Joyce is the juggernaut, though. Did you know his bone density is 7 times stronger than Albert Trotter's on only 7 times stronger than average man. Hey.
What do you think about him going back in with Zhang?
In with Zhang, I'll tell you who's got more chance of beating Zhang. Eddie Shoestring off the program from 80s. Remember it, Shoestring?
Shoestring,
watching it, Shoestring. Do you remember it?
Did he have a Mark III Cortina, I think, did he?
Yeah,
or a Mark IV Cortina or something?
A trip down memory lane. That's when we had BBC telly and ITV, wasn't it?
Trevor Eves, wasn't it? Is that who played him?
Trevor Eves, he's Muzzy. Big Trev.
That's it.
Listen, what do you think about Canelo versus Mark Efron?
Mark Efron, I'm not familiar with him.
Well, you should be, mate. He's IBF number 7.
Is he?
British and Commonwealth super middleweight champion. So Canelo's due a voluntary. He's with IBF. There's no mandatory. So in theory, if Canelo wants to fight Mark Efron and he calls it, he can fight him, can't he?
He can fight him, yeah.
Anybody making any noise about it? Is that cause DAZN is with Canelo or allegedly, and Mark Efron's with BT? I don't know, but that's a good fight, that.
I think Canelo's on the slide after I watched the John Ryder fight. That's the first time in a long time. First time since Fury Wilder 3 I've got up through the night to watch a fight because it kind of interested me. And I thought the last couple of rounds Canelo was slowing down. He looked like he was compared to recent fights. Yeah. Since the Bivol fight, I think Bivol put him in his place, and I think he's kind of slipped back a bit since then. I thought John Ryder gave a good account of himself. He was competitive majority of the way, apart from getting dropped. And it's just a pity he got his nose injured early on. That kind of hampered him a bit. I thought he gave a good account of himself, John Ryder. He's tough, tough guy.
Yeah, he is a tough.
And he was matching Canelo at times. He was matching him punch for punch at times. He did well. Huh?
Yeah. Did you know, Andy, that John Ryder's not won
He's not got a belt, has he?
Not got a British Commonwealth or European title. He's got no belts. He ain't got a belt, but he's a millionaire. Do you think that's a good reflection on sport, or has he put his time in, or is it a bit of both?
It's, I mean, he deserves to get paid. It disappoints me when people don't go area British, Commonwealth, European. I think they seem to have gone away from that, and I blame
Do you
Eddie
think
Hill
that's
for
why
part of
they're
that.
getting found out? Because they're skipping levels and not
Yeah,
concentrating at the British level and learning the craft.
they're not doing their apprenticeship, are they?
It's like doing a 2-year YTS and then all of a sudden saying, "Do you know what? I can
Yeah, master tech.
I can MIG weld a back wing on a Ferrari." Do you know
That's
what I
it.
mean? Something like that. Do you know what I mean? You're like, "Whoa, hang on a minute, mate," because
Aye.
that's about as specialist job as you can get for a panel beater. You know, a back wing on something like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
you can't buy experience.
no, you can't, mate.
That's it.
I just think that I don't know. I think maybe British guys they need to forget this trinket route and skipping the levels and let's get back to basics. Let's get these area belts won, English and British, and let's try and win these belts outright. You know, pick a Commonwealth up a long way, and then let's have a few defences at European, and then let them off at leash.
The Lonsdale belts. That's one of the most prestigious belts in the sport. It's a beautiful belt, isn't it? And
But Olympians, Andy, bronze medalist Olympians have been at EIS a decade or so. Either way. Bronze, silver, and gold medalist Olympians. No. They're already 15-0 in my eyes. They're already 15-0. So you know, let's have it right. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to be lining up. You don't need to be lining up. You know, waste men for Ben Wasteman Killer Whitaker.
no,
I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see.
There's a lot of time getting wasted in boxing. There's just no the fight, and probably in all weights, there's just no the fights happening, or the fights that are going to happen fall through, and then the fight some like a waste man, like you say, the fight some dosser that shouldn't be in the ring with them, and mismatches are dangerous. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, on these KSI shows, somebody's going to get slaughtered because you know them 400-pound men. Surely to God, right? Somebody's got to come out and answer to this because what if they had an heart attack? Them I used to be that big.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I used to think I was going to have an heart attack just getting upstairs, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So as for throwing punches like they were, oh my God, they look at the not brown bread.
It's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? It's just
it's a recipe for a massive disaster, mate. Honestly.
And their promoters are stupid putting likes of that on. It's them will come back to.
Yeah, but it's the brassers, though, aren't they, mate? Brassers.
Yeah, they'll just disappear into shadows, eh?
Whores and liquors and brassers. Right, what do you think? Katie Taylor against Chantel Cameron, 2 undefeateds going at it.
Yeah, that's a good fight. Is it Katie Taylor's coming up in weight, I believe, is it? Is that right?
Yeah, it's a good fight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be a good fight, yeah. Probably one of the better women's fights that's gone about in recent times, yeah. I enjoyed Savannah versus Clarissa Shields, but just unfortunate didn't work out for Savannah, but that was a big fight, wasn't it?
It was a massive fight for female boxing, and let's hope Savannah gets a chance to put that right.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
It's super middleweight.
Super middleweight, yeah.
Not middleweight, super middle.
Yeah, that'll suit her better.
Yeah, but I think it will anyway. But you know, it remains to be seen what weight it's at. But I think it'll be better. Do you think that Cameron can knock Taylor out, or do you think she can outbox her?
Probably outbox her, I would think. Who did I see Taylor fight a long time ago?
Will she get the nod though over there? Will she get a decision over there?
It could be a riot if she does. If she gets the nod, but I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. Hometown decisions are. That's another thing that annoys me as well.
Yeah. What do you think to Dave Allen waiting on decision from board to see if he can fight Fabio for British?
I'd like to see. I noticed Fabio Wardley said he wasn't interested in that fight, but I don't know why he's saying that. Dave's still a name, isn't he? I know, even though he's not done that for a long time, he's still a name. He's fought some big names, and I think he deserves a shot, Dave.
Well, let's hope that the tide's turned and he gets his chance and he can get a few.
When they've given people a shot coming off a loss at a title, I don't see why they can refuse Dave if he's fit enough and he's won his last fight or whatever. I don't see why they can knock him back.
He's won his last 4, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he's on a run then, isn't he? Why would they not deny him? It's
well, they want killers who he beat, like, you know what I mean? They were bin men.
no, yeah, he's still won there. He's been active, I suppose.
They were just bin men, but you know, he got rid of him and did what he had to do, didn't he? And that's all he can do, isn't it? Mike Tyson getting rid of him at stages in his career, wasn't he?
Yeah, Max said he was in. Max said he's looking in shape. I heard when you had Max on, he said Dave's looking in shape.
Everybody looks in shape next to Max, though.
A hungry hippo.
Listen, I've told Max. Max needs to sort his head out. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna flipping give him a bollocking when I see him. Let's hope that this G's him up, because it's a serious game, this, and it's not a lot.
Oh, aye. Can he play at boxing? That's
when Max gets hurt in ring, how do you think Julian's going to feel?
He'll be gutted, won't
he? Even if Julian's not in corner and he don't want to be part of it. He didn't want to be part of Gary Sykes against Luke Campbell, did he? And he'd had him all years. Julian had Sykes all the years, and he said, "No, I don't want you with Luke Campbell. You'll get beat."
Yeah.
But he did, so he wasn't part of it. He's got integrity. And he said to Max, "Look, you're too heavy. You're not going to be able to get out of the way at shots, and you're not going to be able to land. It's basic, fundamentals, in it. If you carry too much weight, you're going to get clipped, aren't you?"
Yeah. Just being honest with him,
isn't good. So he's going to have to put his date back. He's going to have to take it on chin and go again, and he'll go on a big charge now. He's tried to go on a big charge in the last few weeks, but it's been too late.
Yeah.
Might have made his son ill. I don't know. He's got to be a bit more consistent.
I remember Billy Graham did that with Ricky Hatton, didn't he? He walked away, said he knew he didn't have it anymore, and refused to train him. So
yeah, the fighter's the last one to know, I'm afraid, but they know better. Max knows best, so good luck to Max. I'm only trying to guide him. Which
what did you say?
Hey?
Did you say he was 21 stone? That's too heavy. He could be, unless he's 7 foot tall. That's too heavy.
He's 21-3. It's great. 21-3. I don't know what he is now, but let's hope he can push on now.
Yeah. He needs to get down to what? 17.5 stone, maybe?
No, he'll not do that. He's too big for it. He's a big strong lump.
Maybe 18.
But ramrod jabs are no good if you can't go out at way.
No, that's right.
I've told him, Max, get to 19 stone and then start pounding Dennis's brains for a day. Then it's just chit-chat, isn't it?
Get him and Gary together on a diet competition, so you can lose
probably a good idea, him and Gary on a diet competition, because Gary, he only needs to lose really a stone, and he's up at life. Do you know what I mean? He's bordering around that level where he's nearly there. He's 3 steps forward and 2.5 back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going the right way, though.
It's all about mental strength, mate. Go read that book by Tzu, Art of War. People might get their heads into gear then. Change their lives a little bit. A bit like me.
It's all a mindset, isn't it, really?
Listen, mate, do you know when I get up in the morning, I don't have any lesson to say I'm in at court for anything. No pending. Get in.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, you know, when you go visit your mates, Nick, it's just great to get out of there after that 2 hours. I know that sounds harsh and that, doesn't it?
Aye.
You know what I mean? But I'm just glad, I'm glad it's all over for me, that.
Yeah.
You know
you didn't want to go back doing that road, So.
Well, we don't need to now, do I? I'm on easy street now, aren't I? But back then, you know, when you look back, you think, how did you get through that? I do. When I'm in there, I see the women on visits, and I think, God, I know what they're going through at home. Do you know what I mean? Boyfriend in there. It's horrible, mate. Honestly, it's like a big cloud on you in them visits.
Yeah.
Awful, mate. Awful. But have you ever done any porridge, Andy?
No. The only porridge I've had is for my breakfast this morning, but no, never done anything like that.
I've had more porridge than Goldilocks and 3 bears on a rock.
I've had a couple of mates that's done it, but aye.
2 seconds. Ruby. Bit of a debate there. Who's going to let dogs out? You know, 11-year-old. Now I'm on my iPad. What can you do? They're like slugs, aren't they, kids nowadays? Imagine saying, "Come on, let's go conquering," or "God, or let's go camping." They'd be like, "Whoa, I've got to leave bedroom."
You got to disengage the zombie mode, eh?
Yeah. After this, you know, if Billy Joe Saunders comes back, do you think he can do Oaks, or do you think it's just talking? His body won't allow him to do it. You know, his mind wants to what? Because I always feel like glasses half empty. I always bang on about it, don't I?
I think
he'll regret it in years to come. You know,
I don't. He's not been disciplined enough, has he? And you probably find most of his training camps, he's spent half the training or most of the training camp just getting down on weight. Maybe like Ricky Hatton did through his career. A lot of his career is cut short by ballooning up and down in weight. It's not good for the body, is it? And if he was more disciplined, he could have done a lot better, I think. But when he fought Eubank the first time, I felt Eubank beat himself because he just didn't do enough for the first 6 rounds, and then he finished strong. But I thought Eubank could have beat him then. It was quite close on points, but I felt Eubank let himself down in that fight. But he was fairly inexperienced at the time. It was a British title fight, if I remember right, was it?
Yeah. If you're sorry about then. Eubank and Saunders. British, Commonwealth, and European it was.
Yeah, Eubank didn't do enough early on, did he? He kind of beat himself. He just.
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't even fight the 2 halves really. And you know, if you're looking at a fight there and it's gone, so you could clearly make a good case for 6 rounds each, right?
Yeah.
And a draw, but it's on a brick top show, isn't it? And brick top's fighter were own fighters, so it was never a fair shake, were it? So yeah, they have got unfinished business. And yeah, they could do it again, but what weight would they do it on? Like I said, because Billy's Frosty the Snowman, isn't he? Fat as a pig. And the other one's got an head like me, like a skull.
Do you think Eubank could do cruiserweight?
No, he couldn't. I think they'll probably do it at 168 or something like that. 170, something like that. I don't see Billy Joe Saunders doing 12 stone. Not at the moment.
No. Now the last picture I seen him, he looked massive, didn't he?
He had that white fleece on, didn't he? That's why he never Frosty the Snowman. He was massive, wasn't he? Big old beard on him like Peter Sutton. You see his big beard?
He's like Grizzly Adams or something, wasn't he?
Hey, Paul Smith shaved his beard off, you know.
So you calling him Jim Royal?
Jim Royal shaved his beard off. Come on, Jimmy.
I
heard he had like like you get a cyst or something on your back and you have to slit it and squeeze it out. Have you seen him on YouTube? Well, Paul Smith had one on his chin iron, so he grew like this big massive beard to cover it. Anyway, squeezed it. What?
To cover it up.
To cover it up. Now, we like Paul Smith, don't we? We like people that when you say to him, "Good luck against Ward, Paul, you can do it," and then he blocks you. You know why? Because he knew Paul well that he couldn't beat Ward.
He couldn't beat him.
He will laid him back about 185 pounds.
He got robbed against Abraham, didn't he?
Eh?
He got robbed against Abraham, though, didn't he?
Who told you that? Him?
Against Arthur Abraham.
Against Arthur Abraham. His old friend getting a draw at best on Sky. I watched it earlier. I was just watching it earlier. They went close fight. Joey went, I get a draw. Paul Swift was running around Liverpool making out it were like he made out it were like Robin Reid against Sven Otka.
I'm trying to remember. I've only seen it when it happened. But I thought he did better than the scorecards.
Into all that Eddie Earnham beat. Paul Smith got robbed against Abraham. You're having a laugh, aren't you, mate? Do me a favour.
Bean must have had me under the spell. I'll have to watch it back again. I'm going to watch that again.
You'll be backtracking on me now, Andy.
Just to make sure I'm wrong.
Paul Smith. Oh my God. See, Paul Smith's another one. I was a big Paul Smith fan. I was running around like an headless chicken. Paul Smith is in contender. Look, he's over there. I was. My mate, he goes, you what? I goes, yeah, he was stood near me. I'll never forget it. I think my head must have gone or I must have off my head. I was stood next to Paul Smith. I was shouting that about.
Did you get a selfie with him?
No, I didn't. I don't think Tom's did selfies in them days.
No.
Anyway, in fact, where's it gone? That got one here. Hey, oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Also, I've got it here. Nokia. It's an old Nokia, you know, an old 30-year job at
3310.
something like that. I've got it here. Oh my god. Yeah.
Battery used to last for a fortnight.
Yeah, battery ain't back. But now Paul Smith, you know when he slipped up, Paul Smith? When he got beat by Bendel, he didn't want to fight her that weight. He got it in his head it were weight, and it ain't. Sometimes you just have a bad office, don't you? You know,
it's quite often fighters go up in weight thinking, no, like Nathan Cleverly, he did that, didn't he? He went up in weight and got smashed by. Remember he fought Kovalev, and I remember the look on his face after the first round. He was like, geez, obviously felt Kovalev's power, and he just looked kind of like a rabbit in the car headlights. He looked in shock.
Yeah, oh yeah, that first time he stepped up, well, basically, he got gifted a WBO, didn't he? Because Bramer couldn't get on plane. So they upgraded him, didn't they, to WBO? Even Clever, the most fakest world champion ever. He's like Charlie Martin, isn't he? He's as fake as Charlie. Yeah, at least Charlie got it ringing. Geezer fell over and did his knee, didn't he? You know what I mean? Nathan Cleverly got it by email, didn't he? Off Let's have it right. Bramer don't come out in Germany because of his bail conditions. He ended up in Nick after, didn't he? So he could come to England, right? But they made the fight. So Frank Bricktop Warren said, oh, well, we want Nathan Cleverly upgraded to champion. So they did it. And they said, oh, yeah, Nathan, email here, you world champ. What a load of rules.
Got it inside a Christmas card.
Only in boxing could that happen, Andrew.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
Hey, what do you reckon?
He beat the disappearing man, didn't he? Nathan Cleverly. I remember that.
You know what? When he beat the disappearing man, I was devastated at disappearing man. I was cheering for the disappearing man then. I was cheering for the disappearing man. I couldn't believe it.
And he got beat.
And he got beat. I was raging.
And the rematch was a huge disappointment.
Robbery when Bellew got beat. Screaming robbery. Now I'm saying got leathered.
And the rematch was terrible,
wasn't it? He's a crybaby now. I've gone off him. Crybaby man, he got put on Planet Orbit. He had about man he lost. He battered him.
Oh, but it was a terrible fight. It was just was it bad ref and all that? He was just holding on, and that was just terrible to watch. When it was a horrible fight.
Oh, listen, Matt. Well, I've never seen a good Bellew fight. Did anybody see that Isaac Chilemba fight? Oh my!
Was that the one? There was a rematch. Was it a draw? A draw?
Grab affairs. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh my God. Anyway, listen. It's been we've had a good chat. We've had a laugh, haven't we?
Yeah. Good crack.
I like to do a good one on a weekend. So
yeah.
Right, mate.
You take care.
Andy. See you.
Catch you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
And don't forget, if anybody wants to earn a few quid in tough times, all you got to do is share a link on your social medias. Register with me, porkycorner@mail.com. And if you get a bite and they have a look, you get 50 quid. Whether it sells or not. And if it sells, you get your commission on top as well, eh? Not bad, eh? Got to be in it to win it. Cheaper than a lottery ticket, which many people can't even afford these days in troubled times.